doesn't matter the color of the person. And too often do we try to make sense of all these things going on by putting it into one race and what one ethnicity, and that tears us apart. That's what tears us apart more than anything. And I'll give you an example. When I was in high school, I was a sophomore in high school, all right? We had a brand new student that came into our, for those of you who don't know, I attended Good Counsel High School. At the time, it was in Wheaton, Maryland. Now it's in Albany, Maryland. And we become a nationally known football powerhouse, all right? But when I went there, we were in the process of becoming what Good Counsel football has now become. We had our first All-American linebacker. His name, the late Akeem Hebron, was a senior my junior. He was a year ahead of me, and we were now in the process of becoming what we see Good Counsel football becoming over the past 4 years, where we're always on ESPN, constantly putting guys out in major conference football and all that kind of stuff, right? So it was my sophomore year, and I had almost gotten into two fights. There were two situations in which there were other black students who I almost got into a fight with. There was one situation which I actually did get in a fight with somebody, and actually I'll tell you about that as well. Yeah, I'll just lay out all three. So the fight I actually got into, we'll start there. All right, the fight I actually got into, and these all three of these fights, that the one I actually got into, and then the two fights that I almost got into with were all other black students. There were three other black students that there was a fight or a possibility of there being a fight with. All right. And the one thing that was constant, the one thing that was consistent with all three of them was you had other black people provoking the situation, and then you had several white boys who were just sitting back watching, wanting to see some action.